Hey, small group leaders, it's Allison New here, and we are just a couple days away from Student Weekend 2025. Before we get to the weekend, we need to make sure that you're ready for the weekend. So this is your information video. You can listen to it, you can watch it, however you need to soak in the information, just soak in the information. And that way, our hope with this video is that it gives you all the information so that you can be freed up to lead intentionally and lead well and lead from a really informed place where you feel empowered to make the decisions that you need to make for your group to have the best weekend of the year. So as a part of the email that this video is a part of, you are going to notice a couple of attachments. There is a master roster with each group, the leaders and the host homes for each group. So it's got your host home addresses in it, your other small group leaders' phone numbers in it. It's got students that are in your group. It's got their contact information. So check out the master roster, find your group, and start studying the information. And one of the things that I would do is begin to pray for the students in your group by name, but also pray for your other co-leaders and for your host homes. Be in prayer over the next several days and be ready for an incredible weekend so that we can have eyes to see what God is doing and be sensitive to where the Spirit's moving even now. So check out your rosters. The second thing that you're going to see in this email that's attached is service project information. It is called the Great Food Donation Race. I named it and I forget what I called it, but that's what I called it, the Great Food Donation Race. And that is going to take place on Saturday morning at your host homes in that neighborhood. What you need to know about it is this. It is a competition between each small group. Host homes have been given a flyer with information about the Great Food Donation Race. They have shared it with their neighborhoods so that Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11 o'clock, you will load your students up into vehicles or make them walk in the freezing cold. But you'll take them to one street, you'll hop out, they'll go door to door asking for any canned goods, any non-perishable items, any shampoos, toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorants, anything like that. And they'll share the flyer that we'll give you guys. They'll share the flyer with the home, and they'll collect all the canned goods that they can, and they'll bring them back to the car, and they'll go to the next street, and they'll do the same thing over and over and over again. Now, there may be a couple different houses that were ready for you, and so instead of knocking on their door, they've actually left you their donated items on the porch or next to their front door. Obviously, if it's a grocery order, please don't let your students take that because groceries do get delivered to homes. So if you see like celery and fresh vegetables and stuff in grocery bags, maybe don't have your kids take that stuff. But it should be pretty clear if it is a donation for the Great Food Donation Race. But from 9:30 to 11, your students are gonna do that. Every item that they collect, there is a certain point amount that is dedicated to each item. And whenever you do drop off here at the church, we will have our senior class tally up everything, and we'll get to announce a winner later in the day. So Saturday morning, it does look a little different than it has in years past because of the service project, but it should be fun. Make sure that your kids are wearing warm clothing because it is going to be chilly. But it is a competition, but with a great meaning behind it, getting to love our community, serve our community. We're partnering with Northwest Assistance Ministries and the ARC Fellowship for the Great Food Donation Race. So there's a packet with it's excessive amount of information, I think, in that packet, but it gives you a pretty clear picture of what to expect. Like, okay, we've got all of this food now. What do we do with it? At 11:30, you show up at the church, and there are going to be drop-off zones for each group. So you're gonna bring all the stuff you collected to that drop-off zone. So look in that packet, familiarize yourself with it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. You'll also see another attachment. It's the leader guide. The leader guide has all of your small group information. It has a schedule, frequently asked questions, small group guidelines. It has a list of like the 12, yes, I believe 12 breakouts that are offered on Saturday. So you'll have a list of those. So look through your leader guide, prep for your small groups, look at the questions. One of the things you are gonna notice about this schedule is that there's only 2 small group meeting times, 1 each night. Saturday, we do have 2 main sessions. So the small group material for Saturday night, it has questions that pertain to the afternoon worship session, and it has questions that pertain to the night or the evening worship session. So as you're sitting in those sessions, you can kind of navigate which questions you might want to ask kind of from both. So take a look at that, but your leader guide is attached. And then there's a packing list attached just so that you know kind of what to bring. The good news is at the host homes that you're staying at, you get to stay in your own room. You don't have to bring sleeping supplies because you get to sleep in a bed. Go ahead and bring a towel, just in case the small group, or just in case the host home like magically runs out of towels or doesn't have more than 2 in their home. But you get to sleep in a bed away from the students. So we want you guys to sleep as well as you can. So when you get to your host home should show you where you are sleeping. Now, while staying in the host home as a small group leader, if the kids are obnoxious and loud at night, please get up and tell them to quiet down and go to sleep. Help out with that. And then if the host home does have any rules of like, hey, no shoes upstairs kind of thing, just make sure that students are abiding by the rules of the house, and that way we can all have a really solid weekend. Another thing to note, this year Student Weekend is hosted at the main building, not here at the hub. It's hosted at the main building. That means when you arrive here on Friday for our leader dinner at 5:30, you will go to the main building and you're gonna go to our 3rd floor to the zone, which is our preteen meeting space. We're gonna host our leader dinner in the zone on the 3rd floor at the main building. Then at 7 o'clock, doors open for our students. We'll get you guys in place, and on Friday, we'll talk specific check-in instructions so that you know exactly what to do like right then. And then 7 o'clock, doors open. All of our kids will check in, they'll drop their luggage, they'll give any prescription medication that needs to be taken over the weekend. They will hand that over to you. So please keep an eye on that and help make sure that these kiddos take their meds. And then we'll just have a really, really great weekend. Worship service starts at 7:30, and after it ends, we'll load up into our vehicles and go to host homes. A lot of the host homes are gonna come and help transport, so they'll meet you typically after the worship service, and we'll get you guys connected. Let's see, I think that's it. All I know is that we are incredibly thankful for you. We absolutely could not do Student Weekend without leaders willing to give up their time and invest in the next generation. And so we are praying for you. We're praying for your families, and we're praying that just as much as we want to see the Holy Spirit move in our students, we want to see the Holy Spirit move in you as a leader. And we're thankful that you are along for the ride and willing to invest in the ways that you're investing, and you're just being covered in prayer right now. We love you. We cannot wait to worship with you and to serve with you this weekend. If you need anything, let us know.